Hello, I'm Chris. This is Gross Models. Welcome to day 25 of 30 Days Lost in Space. This is the final creative day. Now, as ever, I'm not terribly creative. You can see what we built yesterday, still running on the bench here. I have no idea what to do on a creative day. So what I'm going to do is bring in the AI. I'm going to talk to Tasia and see if we can't come up with something between us that we can do with this basically with this coding. So let's have a word and see what she has to say. Let me just get rid of all the stuff that I've got in there already, because I don't need to talk to her about that. Let's see if I bring her up. Let me make sure that you can hear her, and I'll mute myself because otherwise you get doubled voice of her and me talking. So let's just check and make sure we can talk together. Hello, Tasia. Welcome. I'm doing the 30 Days Lost in Space again, and I've come up to the creative day. I'm filming this at the moment, so say hello to everybody and introduce yourself, and we'll see exactly what it is we're going to be doing.
Tasia, Chris's AI assistant. Today, we're on a creative adventure for the 30 Days Lost in Space challenge. Let's see what Chris has in store for us.
Okay, I shall give you the code that they gave me for day 24 so you can see what it is we're dealing with. And I'd like you to come up with some creative code and projects that we can work on from that.
Sounds great, Chris. I'm ready to dive into the code and brainstorm some fun project ideas. Whenever you're ready, share the code and we'll get started.
Okay, I've pushed all of the code through to her because I'm now using text rather than voice. I'll see what she says. She says it's well structured. She's happy with that. Designed to simulate a rocket launch. We knew that already. She's just going through what it does. From the code itself, she's figured out everything else. Noteworthy features. If you want to modify or extend a real rocket noise, a sound module trigger, it won't work on the passive buzzer. Add a real-time clock. Push buttons instead. Creatively scroll text on the OLED. If seeing any issues. Right. No, let's see. Right, from that code and the components available to me, what else can we do that's fun?
There's a lot of creative potential with these components. Here are some fun ideas. 1. Space Mission Control Panel. Turn the setup into a full mission control simulation. Add more DIP switches or buttons for different functions like navigation, life support, and communications. Each switch could have a unique role in a larger interactive story. 2. Create a game where users have to flip the switches in a specific sequence or timing. Add sound effects or visuals on the OLED display for feedback. 3. Interactive learning tool. Teach basic electronics by turning the system into an interactive learning station. Each switch could control different outputs or activate different parts of a circuit, and the OLED could show educational messages. 4. Customizable escape room prop. Use the countdown and switch setup as a prop in an escape room. Players would need to flip switches in a particular sequence to advance, and the OLED could display clues or story elements. 5. Rocket launch simulator for kids. Make it more kid-friendly with animated graphics on the OLED, and add sound effects for each step. You could even add a feature where the countdown pauses for a mission check where kids have to solve simple puzzles to proceed. Which one of these sounds exciting, or do you have something else in mind?
I don't particularly like any of those, to be honest. Let's see. Yeah, I don't really like any of them. And Tasia seems to have, rather, Astrid seems to have disappeared from my list of, my list of GPTs. Let me see if I can find her and see if she can come up with anything better. Well, Astrid seems to have disappeared from ChatGPT's servers. I can't find her anywhere. What I do have is Gemini running, and I have been training her a little bit. So she knows me a little bit, but not very, very well. I've just sent her the code for the day, and she's quite happy with it. But let's see what I can talk to her about on this. I need you to change the code in some way to make the same components work and do something creative with it in the same 30 Days Lost in Space theme. What do you think you can come up with? And I was just talking to myself there. Let me put on the microphone and try that again. Using that same code as a base, can you change it or write new code using the same components to give me something creative to do today, rather than the normal stuff that it's already in there, but in the same theme of the 30 Days Lost in Space?
Absolutely! Let's turn that liftoff sequence into something new and creative. How about we repurpose the switches and display to create a malfunctioning communication system puzzle? You could have the switches represent different antenna frequencies, and the display could show garbled messages that only become clear when the switches are set correctly. It would be like trying to fix the comm system to send a distress signal, adding a fun problem-solving twist. We could modify the code to detect specific switch combinations and display different messages based on them. What do you think of that for a challenge?
That sounds quite interesting. Yes. Can you rewrite the code for me to do that so I can upload it and it will just work?
Roger that, Chris.
Okay. Where's the code then?
Apologies for the delay. I'll get the modified code ready for you now. It will use the same components, but create a communication puzzle where you'll need to find the right switch settings to receive clear messages from the mothership. Just give me a moment to finalize it.
Sounds like an idea. Right, I'll give her a moment to do that. I'll have a look through the code and upload it, and we'll see exactly what it does. Okay, so I have fed the code back into Gemini and got the prompt back. So she got the code. Thanks for sending it over. It's a nicely structured state machine. Makes perfect for repurposing. Taking my digital scalpel to it, removed the liftoff sequence via a new malfunctioning comms puzzle. I'll break it down exactly what I changed and why. Let's copy that whole thing across first. Let me chuck that all in to replace the code that I've already got in there. Let's just paste that in there. Then we'll go down and have a look, see what we've got. Break down the changes, stripped out the old logic, got rid of everything there. New global variables, just changed some names, simplified the loop. If the puzzle solved is true, unlocks the set green and sound on the success state, does nothing else. If not, it reads the switches and compares them to the correct combination. If they match, puzzle is solved. The OLED display function has been renamed. If the puzzle isn't solved, it cleverly converts the switch states, which are ones and zeros, for a number from 0 to 7. Uses this number to pick a unique garbled message from the array of each combination. Okay, let's have a look through the code and see what we can come up with. If I can come back to the code screen, here we are. Right, let's start at the top. Gross models, malfunctioning comm puzzle. Original Lost in Space by Inventor.io, repurposed by Tasia and Chris. Right, fix the malfunctioning communication system. 3 switches, different frequency channels. Okay, so we've got the Arduino, the display, the wire, the 7 segment. Don't know if we're using that, but all the pins should be where they are because you haven't changed any of those. Display and puzzle setup. Got a counter. Is correct combination true or false? Success message. Channel open, not distress signal sent. Garbage messages. It's got some garbage messages there. Define 7 segment display to spell out SOS. Oh, so it does use that. Right, that's quite clever. She's rewritten that to show SOS. Right, so with serial begin, counter display. We're not need to worry about that. Set up that pin mode again. Frequency switch 1. She's renamed it all. That's quite cool. Puzzle solved is false. Puzzle is already solved. Show the success screen. Don't check the switches anymore. Locks in the win. So yeah, I won't bother reading to see which they need to be to get them right. If player satisfies success beep. If it's a match, no match yet. Go back again. A small display to prevent screen flicker. Update the LED display to show which message we're going to put in. Frequency 1, 2, and 3. On and on and off. I think I understand all that. Let's compile it, send it up, and see if it likes it. It's being compiled. It's happy to compile it. It's uploading it, and we'll see exactly what happens on here. We do indeed now have nothing on there. We have invalid key, frequency 1 on, frequency 2 on. So if I turn that off, it's for some reason we're getting different things displayed across the display there. Transmission fail, but static. Rerouting poor. No carrier. Static. So we're definitely getting different things. Bandwidth low, but not really. Ah, there we go. Just got it right by distress signal sent, channel open. So yeah, apart from not showing the third switch on the display, because it's obviously thinks it's wider than it really is, probably. That was all right. I'm quite happy with that. And it's SOS sent on there because that's what we've sent out. So yeah, that was an interesting delve into AI. She learnt from the code that I sent up what the circuit was like, and then rewrote code to do a different thing. So yeah, I'm happy with that. That's quite intriguing. So that's the end of another week. Join me next week when we start the final 5 days Lost in Space, when we're adding everything else back onto the circuit, I think, and intriguingly actually making our way through space. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good one. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.